Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining me in the February 2014 edition of the 20 at 1 sessions. My name is Tim Sandy and I'm a VMware Systems Engineer. Today we'll be discussing End User Computing, or EUC, as it relates to VMware's Horizon View Suite. For those of you who are wondering what the 20 at 1 is, it simply refers to a short 20-minute or less presentation to provide individuals the information at the 100 level technical depth on our products. These sessions are primarily used for sales professionals rather than for technical individuals. Today we're going to discuss three main topics in this presentation. First, where we were yesterday and where we are today. Second, the solution overview, which is Horizon Suite. And third, and finally, the sales motions. First main topic is to talk about where we were yesterday as it compares to where we are today. Companies in the past wanted to control their assets through ownership of the network, and all the way down to individual devices that employees use to connect to the corporate network. What we were used to in the past was, first, we must of course support the people that we employ. Most companies are familiar with the concept of an application you own is running on a server you own. Generally speaking, each server houses a single application. This creates an increased demand for physical servers as your business needs continue to change and grow along the way, which also means that your cost increases along with it. Typically, you connect internally to these applications on your network. Seldom did you have corporate applications or data in the cloud for fear of security risks and various other reasons. Previously, each employee had their own physical desktop computer to do their work on a day-to-day basis. The problem with that is, any change to the corporate network or business process was difficult because they were highly managed, time-consuming, as well as costly to make these changes. Software implementations were from the center outward because of being housed internally on the corporate network. It was generally difficult to adjust for the users and business needs as the changes on an ongoing basis. So where we are today. Today is about managing a diverse and constantly changing workforce that causes the shift we see in how companies do and the response to their business needs. We now see a demand to access companies' applications and information from various types of devices such as laptops, tablets, mobile phones, etc. This new demand also requires access from any location at any time. We also see that businesses have to handle access to their applications and data differently because of the various user bases such as employees, contractors, outsourcers, partners, students, etc. We see a shift where company applications are now in the cloud rather than instead of corporate inside networks, which the IT department directly controlled previously. The days of only getting access to company data from inside the company network has shifted to users being always connected by the corporate LAN as well as from home or public Wi-Fi locations. It's been a major shift. The days of accessing company resources only from company assets has also shifted. Now they allow employees to access their network from personal devices such as laptops, tablets, mobile phones again, which are known as Bring Your Own Devices or BYOD. More and more companies are having to conform to control and government requirements, which has made managing a network more challenging. With employees being allowed to use BYOD, access and security becomes increasingly more difficult with the various types of devices and associated operating systems. The inability to track, control, and secure information assets only increases, and the way we do business continually changes. For many industries, such as government and healthcare, compliance increasingly becomes a concern as well as a requirement. The biggest change we have seen has been the ability to access corporate data from anywhere, at any time, using any device. And VMware has a solution to give you that. The VMware solution is Horizon Suite. VMware's focus with End User Computing, or EUC, is using the Horizon Suite is designed with four key areas in mind. The first is creating a more secure environment using policies to create security standardizations. Secondly, streamlining management for IT administrators, providing standardization while helping minimize administrative effort on a day-to-day basis. Third, providing a better user experience using virtual desktops, but performing the same as employees are used to when they had their physical desktops. The fourth is reducing costs associated to having a large physical desktop infrastructure by reducing the cost associated to maintain and replace them. Cost is always a major issue with any company nowadays as budget gets tighter. The Horizon Suite enables the virtual workspace with the 3 core products. The first is Horizon View, which is our solution to virtualized desktops, simplifying desktop and application management, as well as increasing the security and control over them. Next is Horizon Mirage. It is our solution to assist in gaining centralized management over physical desktops while standardizing these desktop images. The more you can standardize, the better off you are. And finally, Horizon Workspace offers a single location for employees to access all company data as well as company applications to streamline the end user experience. It also offers a secure mobile workspace for employees to use their various mobile devices, which has become increasingly popular today. So let's take a closer look at each one of these main products, starting with Horizon View. The current version of Horizon View is version 5.3, previously 5.2. The main function of View is to replace a user's individual physical desktop with a virtual instance of that desktop which runs on a corporate server. This reduces the need for expensive physical desktops that you're used to. In return, it saves the company money due to the reduced costs associated with the maintenance and replacement of these physical desktops. It also provides IT administrators a single pane of glass to manage all the virtual desktops, saving them much needed time. Some of the items directly associated with version 5.3 are improved audio, video, and web-based performance, again giving a better user experience. It supports the latest workstation and server operating system, such as Windows 8.1 and Windows Server 2008, allowing them to be used as virtual desktops. Greatly reduces the hard drive space requirements for using virtual storage technologies, saving the company, again, money, which is always important. It requires the employee to log one time only, rather than logging in 2 times to gain access to their desktop like previous versions. And finally, it provides an overall better user experience over poor internet connections. So for companies that have remote corporate offices or branch offices on a poor connection, again, better user experience. Horizon Mirage, current version 4.3, previously 4.0. The main function of Mirage is to easily and quickly back up and recover physical desktops. This relates to quicker recovery times and reduced workforce downtime, saving time and money for the company. Simplifying the process of migrating desktops from XP to Windows 7, which is a major problem that many companies are faced with today. This is due to the fact that Microsoft will no longer be supporting XP operating systems in the near future. So companies need to migrate to a newer operating system before this happens to ensure they have support for their desktops. This is a major issue that companies are facing today. Easily manage and patch desktops without interrupting users and streamline the process for IT administrators, saving time and money for both employees and the company. Some of the specific items associated with 4.3 is the ability for administrators to not only manage their physical desktops, but now their virtual desktops as well because of being incorporated with Horizon View. Patching only one or possibly a few desktop images instead of having to patch all the physical desktops individually. This can save from weeks to days down to potentially hours to patch desktops instead of getting time back to the administrators for their daily duties, which again is a much needed thing, doing more with less. And finally, the ability to manage all physical and virtual desktops from a single administrative interface instead of separate ones, making the day-to-day administrative management easier and more productive for the administrators. And we have Horizon Workspace. Current version is 1.5, previously 1.0. The current version of Horizon Workspace main function, basically providing a single location for all company applications, as well as all company and employee data. To make a simple comparison, Workspace is much like an enterprise version of Dropbox that many of you are currently using, which provides a central location for all your files. It also provides an anywhere, anytime, from any device solution to company applications and data. That's very powerful. IT administrators can control the data using policies to ensure only the correct people have access to what they're supposed to have and nothing less. This can assist companies that need to make sure that they're meeting security regulations and compliance issues. So again, locking people down to only what they need, and that's it. Helps with the regulation and compliance issues. It accomplishes this by providing enterprise security using access control while using the philosophy of manage the users rather than managing their devices. Some specific items with version 1.5, administrators can have control over Android-based mobile devices, providing better control and security as the list of Android devices expands over time, like we know it does. It now supports for Oracle-based databases rather than just various versions of Microsoft SQL database. They now have support for additional languages, which can be especially helpful with companies that are globally located around the world. It offers better synchronization, using policies to help in complying with security standards, especially for healthcare and government-based businesses. And finally, they improve application stability as well as fix several known issues with the previous version. Now let's move on to a subject that's near and dear to your sales professional hearts, sales motions. The Horizon Suite has two main licensing models. The first is the per concurrent user, which basically means the total number of users having an active connection to their desktops or workspace. Then you have the per named user, which is when an employee is assigned a specific virtual desktop to use and no one else is allowed to use it. There's a one-to-one relationship between the employee and that virtual desktop. When looking at licensing on the individual products rather than the suite, you'll see that Horizon View is a per concurrent user license, Mirage is a per named user license, Workspace is a per named user license as well. And then there are specific Horizon View models for add-ons and Mirage to Windows migrations, which is based on a 6-month term. Again, you want to look into those a little more deeply as you get more familiar with the Horizon Suite. Now let's take a look at different features and benefits from the different packages. The chart below, the individual products and what comes with them, as you see here, you'll see that if a customer buys the full Horizon Suite, they get all of the features and benefits of all the 3 products. So this chart provides a great cheat sheet when you're talking to customers and trying to figure out what licensing model they need in relation to their needs. Don't forget, you always want to lead with selling the suite to give them the full functionality and the associated benefits rather than starting off trying to sell them individual products. Since this presentation is at a 100 level, I will just mention what a few of these components are and what they're used for. Take the time to have a basic understanding of them so when you're talking with your customers and they're looking for certain features, you know how to direct them to the proper licensing packages. View Manager and Composer is used to manage the virtual desktops, and Composer allows you to rapidly deploy virtual desktops using a single master desktop image, which again reduces required disk space, reduces the amount of time of patching, saves money. vShield is an antivirus appliance that offloads the processing that normally bogs down a desktop when running and instead runs on the vShield server, that appliance, to provide a better user experience. So it's not bogging you down when you're using your desktop. vCenter Operations Manager provides insight to the health of your virtualized environment, recommend changes to better utilize your resources, and automate root cause analysis and creates workflow. You can create workflows and how to handle those issues. This chart shows the specific bundles and add-ons in relation to Horizon View. When speaking to a customer regarding Horizon View, use the cheat sheet to see what fits their needs when wanting to add features to new or existing View implementations. As you can see, the bundle has all the options available, giving the user the most for their network. Again, I'll just mention a few of these components are and what they're used for. Be sure to research these and get a better understanding of how they will help you better narrow down what the customer is looking for. View Manager Composer we previously talked about on the previous slide. vShield is an antivirus appliance again. Local mode allows the use of virtual desktops when disconnected from the network. Persona management enables the use of syncing user profiles and files across various devices. So it keeps all that user data and applications and everything synced up, so as they move to different devices, it follows them. That completes the session. If you have any questions after viewing this 20-at-1 session on the Horizon Suite, feel free to contact your local or your Tech Data VMware support representative. I want to thank each of you for taking the time to view this session. Don't forget to look for future 20-at-1 sessions each month on other VMware products. You can find them located at the Tech Data YouTube page provided. Thank you and have a great day.